What's good, Council of Comics? It's the Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 3. Let's go!
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
Listen, yeah. This is one of the best episodes of Mandalorian.
It's
Story
good.
wise.
I don't know if it's
Story, like, what I mean is, like,
I mean, I thought it
story-wise.
was. The thing is like I'm in a field of was this really good or was it excellent? I think this one was excellent because I just kept. I keep thinking about you in a positive way, right? Your work, that kind of goes for excellent for me. If I'm still thinking about it, you know, like the Sandman. I was thinking about
my work specifically. Well, I don't do any cloning stuff, so.
Oh, the idea that like
That's
you know,
my
it
business.
was the redemption arc for the Nazis, I guess, right? Is this the one? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
uh,
So in the beginning of the episode, Bo-Katan and Mando and Grogu are coming out of the place, and she says to him, "Did you see anything down there?"
Yes.
And he's like, "No, what are you talking about?" She's like, "Are you sure?" Like right there, I would have been like,
what did you see?
"What did you see?" But he doesn't say that.
Well,
So because
Yeah.
she's seen the mythosaur, and the legend is if you can control the mythosaur, you can become ruler of Mandalore.
but she should be ruler anyway because she's
no, she
she's
should.
the royal class either way.
Right, she's got a bunch of ways where she should be, but you know.
You know, and the reason she probably let it go is I don't want anybody else to even have a chance to go back and work
And
on
claim it exactly.
But he looked at her, and they looked at each other, and he kindly just swam off the other way. Like there is some connection that the ruling family. Or,
It could be. It could be like a genetic thing. Yeah.
Because he looked at her, and he just moved away like he was at peace. Because someone was there that I felt that was like, okay, somebody of royalty is back. Because when he snatched him down under that water, and left him there, I'm like, okay, but he was knocked out.
Yep. Yeah, he really didn't see what was going on.
Right.
Although he was flushed down, but he just thinks it's a current thing. And so I want to pull up my notes
So-
from the other day.
When they're leaving, right? The Empire comes, and because they go back to her planet.
Yep.
Yep.
And the Empire is just straight bombing the crap out of her home.
It's
Well,
time.
It's
They need
time.
to
her
go.
adopted.
Yeah, and it's just a couple bombers, but then all of a sudden you see on the thing like there's multiple,
Yeah.
and they're like,
And he's like yelling at us like, Bo-Katan, it's a trap.
Yeah.
Don't do it. No, Bo-Katan, pull back, pull back. I was
and
like,
he's
oh my
They
God.
shouldn't have this many ships,
Mhm.
which is like a kind of an Easter egg for Thrawn coming later. So they escape out of there, and Mando's going, I've got a
Well,
place
not
to
just they escape out of there. They,
I mean, it's a great
they
scene.
fought good. Yeah, they
It's
fought
great.
good.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
great
great
fight
air battle.
scene.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
best Star Wars air battles and stuff like that. Pretty good.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and this is a Disney Plus show? Like,
I was gonna
Yeah.
say though, however, they did do an edit where they cut out the whole middle of the show where it's just them fighting in the jets and then them landing at the end, because that's the one complaint I'll have to say about this one. The show is called Mandalorian, and he's in it for 2 minutes. Like
right,
Yeah,
I know, but this was.
Book
But
of,
I
but
think
Book of
that's
Boba
gonna-
Fett, the last 3 episodes were Mando episodes.
they were
so-
just
But
Mandalorian
this one,
episodes,
like-
yeah.
The thing with this, okay, so after he goes, I got a place that we can go. They go off, and then they cut to the scientist guy, the cloning scientist.
On
guy.
New Coruscant.
Yes.
I'm
And the
calling it New
scientist-
Coruscant.
the
New
scientist
Republic
is the one
Coruscant.
that was gonna clone Grogu. He had Grogu. He was the
Yeah.
one in the very first episode
Yes.
that we're introduced to.
Well,
so that guy is.
Was he going to clone him, or is he just doing?
He was going to clone Grogu.
Oh, okay.
That was the plan.
Oh, okay. I don't think I.
You know, but even in that episode, he was not entirely evil. Like, he didn't want to hurt Grogu.
No, he had good intentions.
Right. So,
Well,
like,
yes.
you know, and even here in this episode, he still is a man of good intentions. So when we cut to New Coruscant, it is Dr. Pershing, right?
Mhm.
He is actually like giving a lecture
Yes.
in some hall about, and the name of the episode is The Convert, and I love that because it has a million meanings, right? Or multiple meanings here. But basically, he's talking about becoming a convert for the New Republic,
Mhm.
right? And then that girl walks in,
They are
Well, forget that.
You know, yeah, rehab.
You get to find out why he went into cloning.
Yeah, and
His
he
mother
wanted to save his
died, yeah,
life.
he
He
wanted
wanted
his
to save his
mo-
mom's life. I can still save
And that's
millions
very
of lives.
believable. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really
No,
good.
that's what this is where the episode gives me like hope and feelings for him, because we realize he's actually coming from a pure place and he really believes in his work,
Mm.
right? And of
Yes.
course he's doing mundane work for the New Republic, and a lot of it is cataloging the stuff that belonged to the Empire to be destroyed,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is a trigger for him.
That's also where they must get the stuff for the later military, because this stuff is just abandoned.
Mhm.
Oh, and I suspect the girl that befriends him and betrays him, I suspect she's going to be part of the New Order.
Oh,
Right.
of course.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I remember her from the first.
Mhm.
she's in
Season-
season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Season
and,
two.
And he
she
recognizes
said
us.
something
No, she's in
specifically
season
like,
two.
"I
She's
will
on
do
Gideon ship.
anything for the Empire." I remember her saying something like
Well,
that.
she's obviously gone through this conversion therapy that they're giving them.
Right, but doesn't work on her.
But
I
she
think
she's
is
playing
obviously
them all the
still
time.
has her loyalty,
Yeah.
and we don't. What happened to the mob? They said he got taken to jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, so he's not dead, and also he's
Yeah.
probably still influencing everybody.
yeah.
Because a lot of the people in the New Republic don't seem to know what's going on, right? Because the two like royalty type people, they're like, well, we kind of just keep our noses clean of all this governing.
That was a
nonsense.
cool scene with all the political people.
People.
That's just flashback to like Revenge of the Sith, where the theater where
Mhm.
Anakin went in and talked to Palpatine.
Mhm.
So yeah, he's at this conversion place, right?
Well,
And-
now we're what is it? Anyhow, like we're past the conversion, because you go through a period, right? I wish I took better notes, but you go through a period where they make it okay for you to like mingle with society again, right? You can't leave certain sectors of Coruscant, and you have to live with the other converts. So he
Mhm.
goes
Right.
to live with them, and that's where he
Mm.
sees this
And they
girl.
don't have names; they all have numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
I-
really
no,
crazy.
like
halfway
letters
down.
and numbers.
Well, it's letters
Like,
and
because
numbers, but
he's
the
like
idea that-
LC 5019.
Right, and they're
Can we-
introduced each other to each other
Yes.
with
Yeah.
the number, not a letter. So it's kind of a the flip of the idea that these are the Nazis that now are wearing letters and numbers.
A
Yeah,
little
it
bit,
is-
but
it
you
is
know
like
they do.
that.
They
Yeah.
a couple
it really
people.
is like that.
I guess, but they go. Someone calls him Dr. Pershing later on.
Right.
You
That was
know?
the other thing too, where it's like, but they don't call him that when he's at work. They don't call
Yeah.
him the other people. They don't call him that. They introduce themselves that.
Well-
Well, remember, after this period of conversion, you go back to a normal citizen's life.
Well, this was kind of a throwaway line when they're walking around eating their electric popsicles. She says that there's over 1 trillion people on the planet. Do you know how many people 1 trillion people is?
That's a
Yeah.
huge
That's
planet.
a large number of people.
And it's only one planet.
And it's only one
that's
planet,
Just
so-
Coruscant, which is like a city planet.
So the
Yeah.
fact that they'd all be numeric whatevers in the system, that doesn't. I mean, I think
Yeah.
just for order reasons, that almost makes sense.
They had the highest point was a mountain, and it was just like kind of almost covered by
Yes.
like
And it's
city.
covered by the shell that is Coruscant.
That's what it was. I was trying to figure out like,
And you're still not
is
allowed
this
to touch
all
it.
built on top of a mountain?
No,
Is
it's
this
built on top of a planet, and the highest
the
peak
peak?
is exposed, so you can see the actual planet.
yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
otherwise you can't see the planet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Ba-
That's
Basically,
wild.
Coruscant did what Tony Stark wanted. They put armor around a planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dr. Pershing, he sees her when they're at the table, and he's like, I didn't know people from Moff Gideon's
Would be
ship
here.
Yeah.
would be
Right then and there, I'm
Yeah.
done with her. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it,
Right, if it were me, I'm like, this guy is so trusting. Like, this is what
Yeah.
happens from too much time in the Empire.
Yeah.
She gave him a look. I'm like, nope,
Yep.
we're done.
Also, just in general, everyone in the Star Wars Mandalorian universe, other than Mando, like, if you're a mercenary, you trust nobody.
Yeah.
Everyone else is so trusting.
Yeah.
You know? They're like, I didn't know someone from that ship would be here. Oh, of course. How do you think I got the crackers? Oh my
Right,
goodness.
right,
It's like,
right,
it's like, no, it's a mind flare. It used to be a mind flare. Now we use it for innocent things. You know what? I want to be here alone with the control panel while he goes to the conversion. Oh, you're absolutely right, sister.
Yeah,
Like, all of
I'll
this.
leave you
All
alone
of
with
this.
it. I'll leave you alone with him. Yeah, you're
So
right.
my opinion is that all those people are traitors.
To the Empire.
They're all spies.
No,
No.
just her.
This is just my theory. They're all spies, and they're playing along with the game of what it is. Because remember, was it them? It was the guy, right? What do you miss?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
miss?
Yeah, we're not
You
supposed
know?
to talk about that.
Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about that. So he says what he misses, little crackers and stuff like that. Then he goes home, and somebody leaves a crate of them in front of his thing. And then eventually she reveals that their little night out of having fun, what you said with the electric popsicles and all that. She was like, "Where do you think I got the crackers?" Because she asked him, what about your research?
Gotta
Right.
continue it.
Do you want to continue? He's like, "We can't do that." But he
Do
does
not.
ask. Remember, he asked the robot when they interview him. He's like, "What about my research? Am I able to do it again?" The robot's like, "Absolutely not. It's not happening."
But
So
then mentally he gets himself around that by saying, you remember, because he asked the robot, aren't we supposed to do whatever's the best thing for the New Republic?
It
Yeah.
says yes.
So
He
that's
said-
his way of going, okay, I
Yeah.
can still do this even though I'm
Yeah.
not supposed to.
So she basically tells him that I can get you a mobile lab, I can get you all this stuff to continue
No.
your research, and he's down for it.
No
He's
way.
shook daddy. Like, he's so
No
nervous on their
way.
way there. Like, they're cool with the train
How
thing.
are we going to do this? Oh, we're going to jump off the back of
Yeah.
the train. Fuck you. No, I am not.
Um,
That's
the-
where I'm
the
like,
other
I
part
guess
is
I don't
that-
have a mobile
The
lab
other, the
now.
other thing about that episode, this episode too, is the most dramatic thing was the guy, the what do you call it, the conductor is coming to collect a ticket. And they're like,
Yes.
that's the
Which
most
clearly
tense
they
thing,
don't
and
have.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So,
Yeah. No.
And so they get to this shipping yard, ship junkyard, where they strip everything down,
Yeah.
and they go inside.
A Star Destroyer.
Yeah,
The
at
old
this point, I'm like,
Destroyer.
is she really bad? Is this really bad? Like,
When you're luring someone to a Star Destroyer, do you really? The question becomes very doesn't. It's not so much of a question. It's like, how bad are you? Is what it becomes.
That you've already been to.
It's
And
almost
clearly
a
know
little
your
bit-
way
Sold
around.
crackers.
Yeah.
It's almost
Yeah.
like a little bit of
And
a
it said
haunted
that
one
also,
with
of
like
course-
the noises they're
Yes.
making. Yeah.
Well, that right there, because I rewatched it today, when she says that, oh, it's just the ship settling. I'm like, no, that's where he should have been like, well, there's other people on the ship. That's people walking around making that noise.
Yeah.
Ships
Yeah.
don't settle. When
Yeah.
you know.
So he gets the stuff he needs.
But not everything. Remember, he says,
Not-
I'm only going to take what I need.
To only take what I need, and they're on their way out, and that's when they see the people. She's like, "Oh snap! Come on, we got to
Right.
run this way." And it comes up, she set him up,
Yes.
and so they arrest him. They bring him back to the thing. They put him, like Cliff was saying, like
And a mind
this
flare.
looks
What
like a
did they-
mind flare. And he's
did
like,
we see
"No,
what they did with
we're-"
the lab?
And you know what the
No.
guy was saying was right. He's like, "It's not like that. This is gonna be okay. It's still wrong, period." But he's like, "It's not."
Well,
like
no,
that.
because
It's therapeutic.
it's
Yeah.
therapeutic, and if she hadn't tampered with it, it would be.
It would
It's
be.
it's just like
Maybe.
it's no. I think it would have been therapeutic. It's like I grew up, and when I grew up, and Anthony too, right? You as well. It was like electroshock therapy is horrible. Every time you saw electroshock therapy in a movie, it was just a nightmare. They were torturing people. It was terrible, right? And then I find out late in my adult life that it's 86% successful, and that like it's not like the horrors that are portrayed in movies, and we've come a long way with it.
Mhm.
So I equate
Still
this.
not letting someone do it to me. I'm sorry.
Of course not, but the point is, I equate this to that, right? Where it's like, yeah, this thing could be terrible, but we don't use it for terrible things anymore. We use it for
Therapeutic,
therapy,
Yeah.
you know. But then she's alone with it.
That's what. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that guy's so trusting. And as soon as she says that, I'm like, she's about to fuck this guy. She's gonna. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know she's turning that.
Yeah,
as soon
turn
as
that
she
dial
has a
up.
chance.
Yeah,
As soon as she has a chance. she's
And
turning
that's
I
it.
wonder
it
if
for
she's
Pershing.
almost like reversing his conversion when she does that.
No,
And
because my full
She
crank is
melts
gonna
it.
wipe his mind.
she melted
Because
his
he
brain.
says, he screams, he's like, "Don't do this to me! You're gonna wipe my mind." And I'm like, "No, we don't do that anymore. That's not what we do." So we know that when she cranked it all the way
Why
up,
would- This is my question though.
She needs him for the
Doesn't she
science.
need him?
Yeah.
No,
like,
she
you know,
probably
she doesn't.
She needed to know what he would need to do it.
right? So she probably
So she
probably
just-
took
yeah,
everything she needed.
His
And then
brain's
some
oatmeal.
other doctor who loves the empire
Who-
and studied genetics, and also they probably have leftover studies from all the stuff that is going on in the Clone Wars. Bad Batch, sorry.
Yeah.
From Bad Batch. I'm like, so the fact that we know that technology keeps
Already,
lingering,
yeah.
so I'm sure there's someone out there who's like, "Oh, good, I have my research, and now you brought me the mobile ad that I
And
need."
I have
Yeah.
no scruples, so I'll do whatever you
And
want.
I have no scruples. It's great.
All right, and then that happens, and then we
Bastards.
cut back again to the Mandalorians
Coming out of hyperspace.
Yeah,
they land.
Din
They see
Djarin brings Bo-Katan
Yep.
in before the armorer. Did you bathe in the waters?
And he
like,
passed the
he has to
water.
Well,
prove- she
yeah.
pours in something that proves that it's
Yeah.
the water.
It's from
Well,
it's
big-
from Mandalore.
Big dude,
Yeah.
big tough dude's like, yeah, you're both apostates. Get
yeah,
out of here.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, we'll see. And then She goes, Din Djarin, you have been redeemed. But then she also turns to Bo-Katan, and she's like, did you bathe in the waters?
And
She's
she
like,
did, because she rescued him.
She goes, you're also redeemed.
Oh, wait, did you,
No,
have you
no,
taken
you're-
your helmet
No,
off since?
Since then,
Yeah.
she didn't.
She's
She
like,
hasn't.
no. And it's kind of like, she's like, you can stay here, and you can leave whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start to notice that Bo-Katan likes this.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because
she wants a family. Like,
I don't even think she wants a family. She's
No,
like,
I think there's
my
a...
army
Yeah.
left me.
Right.
There's a bunch of people here
yeah,
that
right.
I can.
It could
But
be
And-
also,
right.
you know what I mean?
Bo-Katan is just sitting there in the last episode.
Yeah,
just like,
just moping.
There's
Look,
no one on
there's
the
a few
planet but
there's
a
a few
robot.
things going on with Bo-Katan, right? Number one, we know she's not all bad. She's over and over. She does demonstrate a lot of heroic traits, right?
She
But we
didn't
do
have to go with Grogu anyway.
right.
to go
She didn't
chase
have to
Sable.
go with Grogu. Grogu's like, yo, he's in danger, and she's like,
Ah.
of course he is. I'm going.
She's ready to
You
kill
know?
him 10 seconds
Yeah,
ago.
Right, 10
but-
seconds ago, she would have killed him if he was annoying her, but now she's like, oh, he's in actual danger, and
Or-
she goes.
Or if he's dead, I could just take the Darksaber off of him.
That is a way.
That is another
That is a
thing,
way
too.
to get it.
That
But
is
even
another-
still, she went with real heart. Like she's the whole time she's talking to Grogu, like about
Yeah, we're
this
just
is-
gonna go get him.
we're gonna get him. We're gonna get in there. You have to lead the way. Like the thing is, even though she's got some motivations that are a little less than scrupulous, like she's not a villain. She cares about her people. She cares about her culture. She does want to lead, right? So like I guess that's like the flaw that she has. And that's also why she knows about that freaking thing. She's just like, yeah, I'm coming back for that sucker. So now, anyhow, I was like kind of happy for her at the end of the episode. Like she's redeemed in the eyes of fellow Mandalorians,
Yeah.
and she could probably go back there and go beat the crap out of that thing and be like, I rule Mandalore, guys. And they came back with proof that Mandalore is not cursed.
Yeah.
So all these things are going in favor of Bo-Katan. You know, and then if we find out that there is a genetic like link between those creatures and the you know, the royal house, her house, whatever, that would be great. So yes, I feel bad that like Bo-Katan is like it's like portrayed a little unscrupulous, but I love this. I love this whole Bo-Katan arc
I'd be
that's
very
happening.
sad if they turn her villain.
Right, and I don't think
Yeah.
look, when he was drowning, if she was really a villain, when he was drowning, she could have taken the Darksaber and
But I
left.
thought about that, and I was like, no, they still won't respect her because she has to win it in combat.
But how
That's
would
what
they?
got her in trouble
But
last
how
time.
would they even know?
No. Yeah.
They
She would
wouldn't
just
know
return
at
with
all.
The saber.
Yes.
She would know, right?
Right, she would know. And the thing is, again, we know that she has scruples because she could have taken the Darksaber then. He didn't even want it. And she's like, no, I can't take it from you. I have to
There's
win
something
in
up
combat.
with the Darksaber though, like almost like it's, you know how the crystals are alive.
Mhm.
But there's something about the Darksaber, like it's very sentient. I think, like when Din Djarin can't lift it up at certain times and stuff.
Right, because his own
It's-
confidence affects how you
like,
use
it's
it.
like alive. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna wield me unless you're like
It's a
into
confidence
it.
thing,
Yeah,
right? Because
like Mjolnir or
right,
something.
what's his name? Giancarlo Esposito. He wielded it
Moth.
no problem. Bo-Katan wields it for 5 seconds in this series, and it's just like it never
Yeah.
left her hand.
Yeah. So,
And of course, she's a badass when we
and
see
I
her.
remember back in the Clone Wars.
in the Clone
In
Wars.
the Rebels, Maul was like, he didn't even want to use the Darksaber anymore. He just left it on the shelf. And he's like, that thing over there. It's like, it's got a mind of its own, and I'm done with it. He didn't even use it anymore. All right. So that's episode number 3. Season 3. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Remember to like and subscribe. If you want to check out the other 2 videos in this season, check out the playlist. We have tons of Star Wars reviews, comic book reviews, everything. So just go check out the videos, all right? So until next time, be safe out there. We love you. Thank you for watching. Peace.